Waka waka, good times here, Colt Cabana, and I am in a great mood. Why, you ask? Because tonight in Connecticut, I am going to take Delirious, fold him into a ball, and put him away as I go rising up in the singles competition because I am on a quest. Maybe for pure gold, maybe for World Heavyweight Championship gold. And speaking of gold, not only am I going to do that, I am going to tonight, with my crazy British partner, Nigel McGuinness, win the tag team gold once again. And speaking of tag team gold, my pleasure on my show, Good Times, Great Memories. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time, Don Marcos, the Ring Crew Express. Hey, buddy. Yes, up high twos, now twos. Come on, I know how you do it. Have a seat. And boys, I know when I have you on, I tend to take the piss out of you a little, take the mick, as my partner would say, but I want to hear what you got to say. They want to hear what you got to say. The forum is yours. Please, let them know what's on your mind.
We are Don and Marcos, and we are rocking like Dockin'. And we're gonna
nice! Oh, sorry, continue. I like that one.
And we're gonna ride the wave of momentum all the way to the tag team titles.
All right, rocking like Dockin'. Yo.
Are you taking a piss?
I'm not taking the mick.
You're taking a mick,
Are you taking the piss without wearing a shirt like that, Nigel? We're doing a show here, all right? No shoes, no shirt, no service,
do you know what
buddy.
we've got tonight, mate?
What do we got?
We've got a shot at the tag team belts.
Sure do.
So what are you doing talking to these guys about the tag team?
This is my talk
What are you
show.
doing getting yourself in a match with Delirious? Listen, Sunshine, this is a chance. This is the best chance I've got in Ring of Honor. So how about you start taking it seriously, turn the frigging camera off.
Are you serious?
Come and do some exercises for once.
What?
Let's get this serious, shall we, Sunshine? Look at those flabby things.
Whoa!
Jeez.
Are we going to looting the train? What is going on here now? Are you serious, Roger?
Push-ups.
Where are we going? England, man?
What are you doing? You have an important match tonight. Could we focus on that?
Work the man! He's getting the blood to the head!
You guys have the opportunity. Shut up! You have the opportunity to win the Special K name tonight. You guys really let me down in Scramble.
That's our
you
name.
really let me down in Scramble Cage. You can win this name tonight. You're gonna win this name.
It's our name.
I am the smartest businesswoman in Ring of Honor. Do you not understand what kind of marketing this name has? Merchandising. Do you know how much money we can make off of this? You guys have to win this name tonight. Oh, and Daisy Hayes, don't think I forgot about you hitting me in Dayton. That was a fluke. See, not only am I the smartest businesswoman in Ring of Honor, I'm the best women's wrestler. Tonight, you're going down, Daisy. I'm gonna get you back for that. Focus. We're gonna win this name tonight. Come on.
Focus.
Yeah.
Attached to the shirt. Oh, come on.
You alright, buddy?
Yeah, but
You good? Sure?
that is so much better when you're tripping.
Introducing first, from Holstead Street in Chicago, Illinois, weighing 247 pounds, Blessing from the Edge of Sanity, weighing 189 pounds,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Woodbridge, Connecticut. ROH making its debut right outside of New Haven. The date is March 12th, 2005. It's back to basics tonight. I'm Jimmy Bauer, joined by Mark Nolte. And Mark, I hope you're doing a little better than Delirious is right now. What's this guy doing?
I don't know, but I am mesmerized. Delirious runs in, does the Code of Honor handshake with Cabana and the unorthodox way that only Delirious can, and now he's been running in and out of the ring doing laps, and now he's claiming he got his mask pulled.
Well, is that what he's saying? I mean, the guy's speaking in tongues again.
Well, I think he's claiming his mask was pulled. The referee is as confused as Cabana, and the referee's not hearing about it. The referee's calling for wrestling to start.
Mike Keener wants the lockup.
Now he's claiming his trunks were pulled.
Very big night for Colt Cabana tonight, as later on he will be teaming up with Nigel McGuinness to go for the ROH Tag Team titles against Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer.
Double duty night.
Todd Cabana actually requested this match. He wanted to be in a singles match tonight so that he could climb the singles ranks and get back into the title picture. Of course, he had that heartbreaking loss to Austin Aries at the third anniversary celebration week, part 1.
There's the shoulder block, as right now it looks like Colt Cabana wants to take advantage of his size and his power, and probably wants to take advantage of the fact that he's a better mat wrestler than Delirious as well. And I think he needs to... There's the turtle. Interesting guard position.
Are you sure that's not called the lizard?
I don't know. Do lizards ever do that too, defensively in the wild? You're an Animal Planet guy.
Well, Colt Cabana taking care of that defense.
Reverse waist lock into the turnbuckle.
Delirious striking a lizard pose. Does this man have a lizard face? Hopefully we can get an answer before the end of tonight.
He is striking fear into the heart of his enemies with that pose.
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far, Mark.
Greco-Roman knuckle lock at the pickup by Cabana. Cabana, monkey flip, no! He's going to hold him up there. And now drops him into the body scissors.
Nicely done, Colt Cabana trying to squeeze the oxygen out of the body of Delirious. And
Yeah! Okay, that's not against the rules, but it should be.
You could get some scales on your face from that.
I think he's going to have to go get some wart ointment after this match.
Delirious back to talking trash in whatever language that is.
Does it count as talking trash if nobody can understand you?
Well, I don't know about that, but I do know that it's back to basics tonight, and we're seeing a basic crisscross.
And back to basic shades of Pepper Gomez, double leg hook.
2 count only. Colt Cabana, the master of the pinning combination. There's another one, beautifully done.
Reverse sunset flip, holds on to the ride, double shoulder hook. Keeps the ride going with his legs, now another double leg hook. And Colt Cabana, with 4 near falls, goes back to the extended wrist lock. And there's an outside cradle variation by Delirious. Delirious is dangerous. If you take Delirious lightly, you can be upset.
Well, Delirious and Jimmy Jacobs took a pounding from Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer in Dayton, Ohio a couple of weeks ago, and they still almost won that match. So Delirious is a tough individual.
And speaking of the ROH Tag Team Championship, in addition to the ROH Tag Team Championship tonight, we have another member of the Second City Saints. CM Punk teaming up with Steve Corino to go up against Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal, and the winner of that match will be the #1 contenders for the tag titles.
That's right, the winners of the tag title match tonight and that #1 contenders match tonight will collide in Asbury Park, New Jersey on April the 2nd, and that would be real interesting if we have Punk and Corino against Cabana and McGuinness for the tag titles that night. That'll be something to keep an eye on, but right now Colt Cabana better keep an eye on Delirious because he just hit a beautiful head scissors from the top rope. Cover.
And that's the kind of match Delirious needs to be wrestling. He needs to do he needs to keep this match in the air as much as possible. Is he fish hooking himself? Ew, no, he just roadied up his thumb and then just stuck it in Colt Cabana's throat. And I know it's not great wrestling commentary just to go ew, but I don't know how else to describe that. That's nasty.
I agree with you there. And right now, Colt Cabana better think about ending this match quickly as he is beginning to take a lot of punishment. Nice neck breaker. Cover. Mike Keener just a 2 count again. Delirious putting up a tough fight.
As he always does.
Nigel McGuinness, you saw him interrupt the Good Times, Great Memories at the beginning of the show with Dunham Marcos. He wants Cabana not to fool around tonight, not to play around, to get focused on those tag titles. And in order to do that, Cabana's going to come out with a victory here and a victory soon. As, ow, lots of pressure on the neck right there.
Well, to quote Cowboy Bill Watts, you don't get paid by the hour. And the quicker Cabana can end this, the better chances he and Nigel McGuinness have of taking out B.J. Whitmer and Dan Moss.
Cabana right now working on the leg of Delirious. The mysterious masked wrestler in pain, in agony, as Cabana really wrenching it in.
It should be pointed out that Cabana and McGuinness earned that title shot with an upset over Whitmer and Moff in a non-title match.
Well, they did have some help there from Bobby Heenan outsmarting Jim Cornette. There will be no Heenan and Cornette in the corners tonight, but a victory is still a victory nonetheless.
Keep in mind, Colt Cabana, a former ROH Tag Team Champion with CM Punk. He knows what it's like to win championship matches.
He is actually a two-time ROH Tag Team Champion, so that would be something else if he could win it tonight for Nigel McGuinness. And right now, Cabana's feeling it.
Right now, he's starting to make his point that he is still a leading singles contender against Delirious.
What a heartbreaking loss that was to Austin Aries inside the steel cage, Mark.
And give Austin Aries credit. A tope con hilo threw the cage door onto nothing to save his title.
He absolutely sacrificed his body. He put the ROH World title ahead of his body. And right now, Delirious is fighting out of the superplex attempt. Hard headbutts. Cabana goes down. Cabana's in trouble.
Delirious is one of his favorite moves is a frog splash.
There it is. That's what almost beat B.J. Whitmer and Dayton. Cover. 2 count only.
Delirious needs to follow up on this advantage right now.
It looks like he's trying. What's this? No, Cabana trying to fight out of it. Delirious clubbing forearm. He's wasting too much time, though.
And nice job by Cabana to use his power there.
What's Cabana setting up for here? It's a twirly bird. Delirious planted. Cover. That's it. Colt Cabana has momentum going into the ROH Tag Team title match later tonight. And he gets that much-needed singles victory. It is now time for a special tag team attraction. We have the Ring Crew Express of Dunn and Marcos in there against Steve Corino, students of Ricky Landell and Alex Law. It looks like they're pulling a page out of the King of Old School's book right there. Jumping Dunn and Marcos at the bell.
Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. That's Steve Corino's motto.
Or play air guitar.
That's Dunn and Marcos' motto.
We have back and forth action. I wonder if Carino's watching this one, as Dunn and Marcos mentioned, going after the tag titles later tonight. And we have a double bulldog there with a high five.
Dunn and Marcos looking very particularly sharp early. This is a tag team whose star is on the rise. Of course, we saw them win the Scramble Cage.
Of course, that was the first show of ROH's 3rd anniversary celebration in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And what an upset that was. They defeated the Carnage Crew, and as a result, the Carnage Crew are out of ROH for 90 days. The Carnage Crew aren't here tonight. They are home with their wives and kids, and you know that is making them miserable, on top of the fact that they are losing the payday tonight, and they need that money.
Do you want to be the team against them on day 91 when they return?
Well, you saw that promo at the end of that Scramble Cage tape, the 3rd anniversary celebration part 1. They are angrier than ever. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they return. But right now, Dunn and Marcos have to be concerned with Ricky Landell and Alex Law, as Ricky Landell, a nice butterfly suplex on Dunn for a 2 count.
Well, we've talked a lot about the back to basics, and one thing that Steve Carino is going to instill into his students is the basics. And there's this vertical suplex, hooks the outside leg.
Not quite a firm cover, though.
Had a leg, no it wasn't, but had that leg hook. There's the tag. Here comes Law.
Alex Law, double whipping, double boot to the midsection.
Back to basics is really kind of an interesting concept as we're seeing the double team here. Now Ricky Landell is going to camel clutch him. Alex Law with the drop kick into the supine position, hooks the far leg and gets the 2 count.
Well, basically the whole concept behind the Back to Basics show tonight is, number one, we're making our New Haven market debut, so we want to go in with a standard ROH show, the kind of excellent action you can expect from ROH. But more importantly, over the last 3 weeks, we've seen a trios tournament. We've seen 3 absolutely awesome 3rd anniversary shows. We've seen Bobby Heenan and Jim Cornette square off. We've seen the return of AJ Styles. We've seen 2 cage matches. We've seen Falls Count Anywhere action. We've seen tape fist action. We've seen brawls in the parking lot. We've seen it all, from great matches to crazy brawls to blood loss, you name it, we've seen it. So tonight, to conclude these 4 weeks of consecutive shows, ROH is going back to the basics.
So the gimmick is, there is no gimmick.
You got it. Ricky Landau now taking off Dunn. Dunn needs to make a tag to Marcos. There's a fundamental mistake by Ricky Landell, as Dunn a little too close to the corner. Now catching Landell in the glory bomb.
Got to get to the corner and tag, obviously. Both men are down. Dunn and Marcos really have got the ROH fans behind them. Every time it seems they come out here, they seem to get a little bit bigger ovation.
Well, you have to admire that the chance that they took in Scramble Cage. I mean, a senton from the top of the platform off of Dunn's shoulders. That's what Marcos did. Absolutely insane move. And right now, Marcos finally in. He's taking it to Alex Law.
Both men are fresh, but Marcos, the quicker of the 2. Law ducks too early. Gets the...
Marcos hooks him. Nice swinging neck breaker. A nice variation of it.
That's a new move in the arsenal of Marcos. You can see Dunn and Marcos improving their game.
Plants him with a version of the Falcon Arrow. That's an impressive move from a small athlete like Marcos. A whipping from Dunn and Marcos. There's that excellent double team work that they refined over the years. Cover. Gary Moore with just a 2 count.
It's what you like to see. One of the things you like about Dunn and Marcos, you can tell how hard they're working between matches, how much time they're spending in the gym. They're adding new weapons to their arsenal all the time, refining their double team moves.
Marcos and now, wow, look at those uppercuts connecting right in the chin of Alex Law. Steve Carino's watching this one. He has to be a little bit concerned, but no, his student's back on top.
Here we go, Daddy!
Nice double team. Cover. 2 count only.
This would be quite the upset for Law and Landell if they can pull this off.
Well, this would pretty much send Dunn and Marcos right back to the ring crew. Of course, they've gained status all the way up to being the heads of the ring crew, but they'd be back down on the crew if they lost this one, as Landell dumped on his head.
Back suplex. Now Alex Law looks like he wants to set him up for a superplex. Dunn from behind for the save. neckties him.
Oh, this isn't looking good for Alex Law. He gets planted. What are they setting up for here?
Crowd getting behind Dunn and Marcos.
Senton, cover. Dunn and Marcos score the victory. An impressive effort from Landell and Law, but the wave of momentum continues for the Ring Crew Express. You are watching highlights of Austin Aries' recent title defense against Vordell Walker in Florida's Full Impact Pro promotion. Austin Aries is currently on tour in Europe, defending the ROH World title against the best that Switzerland and Austria have to offer. Austin Aries has made it his goal to be like an old school champion and take the belt to different promotions and different territories and defend the belt against the best that each region has to offer. Where will Austin Aries go next with the ROH World title? Could there be a huge upset on the road? Keep checking ROHWrestling.com for all the details. Austin Aries will return to Ring of Honor on the next event, April 2nd, Asbury Park, New Jersey, when he will defend against the notorious 187 Homicide.
Oh, you get money? Well, hallelujah. I'm getting money too. More power to ya. Oh, you bust your gun? Well, hallelujah. I bust mine too. More power to ya. Oh, you iced out? Well, hallelujah. I'm iced out too. More power to ya. But what the fuck that got to do with the mic? I analyze every rhyme you write. You ain't nice. Well, Pep can't do the lyrical one.
Small package. This first time ever match is underway. Jack Evans, for the first time, outsmarting somebody as he has taken it to Spanky.
And Jack Evans showing that he really is a wrestler and not just a high-flying specialist. And he is taking this match right to Spanky. He's trying to end Spanky's dreams of an ROH World Championship match in the early going in this contest.
Jack Evans, nice vertical suplex. Cover. Ref Todd Sinclair, just a 2 count. I was really looking forward to this match, maybe more so than any other match on the card tonight. Spanky and Jack Evans, first time ever. Jack Evans connecting and Spanky going down. We got another cover.
You know, a lot of people lose track of the fact that Jack Evans comes from the Hart family dungeon. And he can wrestle. He's not just an aerial specialist.
He is sent up and over by Spanky. Jack Evans now going to the abdomen. Up and over, nicely done. Mark, I don't think that Jack Evans is going to get up from that. He went hard to the floor.
If this was any other wrestler on the ROH roster, I would agree with you. But I have sworn off counting Jack Evans out of matches. I have sworn off watching Jack Evans take an amazing amount of punishment and then declaring that the match is over.
You want to talk about punishment? Did you see that cut on Jack Evans' back? He got that when he went sailing over the guardrail. That's a nasty cut. There you see a great shot of it from our cameraman.
Say what you want to say about Jack Evans. Is he arrogant? Yeah. Is he cocky? Oh, absolutely. Is he a pain in the ass? Yeah, he can be. But there's one more descriptive that describes Jack Evans, and that's tough.
He proved that in the Midwest a couple of weeks ago. The 3rd anniversary celebration shows part 2 and 3. What stretching. I mean, Bryan Danielson and Samoa Joe twisting him in so many unnatural positions, tying him up like a pretzel. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get stretched like that before. And Alex Shelley almost topped it the next night in Chicago.
He looked like Gumby.
Jack Evans is so tough. I mean, he's almost a freak of nature. He's so tough. Spanky taking it to him right now, chopping him so hard that he hurt his own hand.
Well, Spanky needs to end this as he has a chance to end it, just for the reasons that you said. If it's anybody capable of rallying back into a match after absorbing what he's absorbed, it's Jack Evans.
Spanky drops the knee, cover. 2 count only. This is a very important match for Spanky. As you know, ROH decides its challengers now through title petitions. ROH officials take those petitions and decide who gets the title shots. Spanky has a petition in, and he has fared very well lately with a 1-loss record, so he is very close to having his petition accepted for a title match as he hooks in a deep Boston crowd.
Human beings are not supposed to be this flexible as we're seeing Jack Evans. There's very few human beings on this planet that can reach around in a Boston crowd the way he has, and he almost made it to the ropes.
This is doing a lot of damage, but then again, Jack Evans is very flexible as he is inching towards the ropes again. And yes, he's got him. Spanky's going to be forced to break the hold.
Who else on the roster makes it to the ropes from that position?
Spanky really had that wrenched in.
I think Spanky may be a little bit frustrated. I think Spanky thought the match was over.
You know that ROH World Champion Austin Aries is awaiting the result of this one, as I'm sure that he sent Jack Evans to get the job done. Stop Spanky's momentum. Spanky with a cover. 2 count only.
In the old days, they used to call this a policeman situation. For instance, when Dory Funk was champion, Terry Funk, the younger brother, would go in and soften up the challenge spot. Slice bread number 2!
No, Jack Evans, a unique counter to it, cartwheeling out. And he kicks Spanky to the floor.
Jimmy, have you ever seen that before?
incredible, and watch this. Space flying tiger driver from Jack Evans. I've never seen him do that before.
This is why I never declare Jack Evans dead in a match. I've sworn it off.
You want to talk about every ROH show being can't miss. Back to the basics tonight. Jack Evans showing something spectacular, showing anything can happen on any given night in ROH. He's whipping Spanky corner to corner. Cartwheels in with a back elbow. The momentum takes him over the top. Springboards in with a knee to the back of the head.
Jack Evans is the human highlight reel of the Ring of Honor.
What's he gonna do next?
Seattle suckers, you fucking suck!
A Phoenix corkscrew. I don't even know how to describe that. But Jack Evans has Spanky in trouble. If Spanky loses to Jack Evans, his title petition might be dropped. He might be back to square one as far as receiving title shots. And Spanky has made it very clear he is here in ROH to win belts.
Jack Evans trying to figure out the combination that puts Spanky away.
Jack Evans ascending to the top rope. You have to watch out for that 630. What's this? Oh, Spanky knocking him off. Jack Evans incredibly lands on his feet, only to get his chin knocked off with that super kick. 2 counts. I thought that might have been it.
Again, how does Jack Evans keep getting up after taking those shots?
Once again, he shows his toughness. Spanky now trying to hook him. Again, no, Jack Evans up and over, using his agility. Kicking it. I think that was a knee to the back of Spanky, sending him into the buckle. Jack Evans, he could be going for that 630. No, Spanky knocks him off.
And for really the first time tonight, Spanky's been able to use his quick.
And a sliced bread off the top. Turns Jack Evans around. That's it. There's no kicking out of a sliced bread from the top rope. Spanky gets the victory. Would he be the next in line for a title shot? What an incredible effort from Jack Evans. You know that Austin Aries can't be too happy about this result.
Spanky, first off, congratulations. It was a great victory. Very hard-fought match. I've got some news for you as a result of you winning here tonight. As you know, Ring of Honor's returning to the area up in Boston, Massachusetts on the 16th. And you are, as a result of winning here tonight, in the top tier of contenders for the Ring of Honor World title. Ring of Honor champion, Austin Aries, member of Generation Next. He's scheduled, if he's still champion, to defend that title up in the Boston area. And you, my friend, are looking real good for being the challenger on that night. So we've got all good news so far. Except there's one thing that has to happen later on tonight in order for you to get that opportunity. As you know, James Gibson is also in the top tier. He's wrestling later on tonight. And in order for you to get that opportunity for the Ring of Honor title, James Gibson will have to lose his match later tonight.
Now you know that Jamie and I have been friends for 3-4 years now. We go back a while. And as much as I'd like to see him get that title shot, I'm not rooting against him.
Not as best one, Jamie, but still good.
All right, I can understand you being torn there, you guys being buzzed. Oh, wait a minute, we've got another Generation Next member coming to the ring, and I'm not even sure why. Roderick Strong, what are you doing here? This has nothing to do with you personally, my friend.
Like I told him in Boston, and I'll tell you here, I got paid for typing out bitches for shutting out. Now on to you, Spanky. You seem to have a big mouth. And what you don't realize, Spanky, is the only way you have a chance to get to Austin Aries in the Ring of Honor World Championship is if you go through Generation Next. Look, you disrespectful little prick! I'm sick of your garbage! Alright?
Lights. Can you feel the energy? I said, can you feel the energy? Okay. Now, get ready to lose your mind. Get ready to lose control. Now, you're a victim of hardstyle.
Representing Special K, the team of Deranged and
representing Special K, the team of Dixie and Azrael.
We have a very important match here with huge ramifications. Lacey's Special K of Izzy and Deranged with Cloudy and Cheech in their corner are set to take on the more serious side of Special K, Azrael and Dixie. The winners of this match will get the Special K name.
What? You want to be Special K? I have to. I just want to say no hard feelings, you know?
Deranged offering a handshake. That's odd from him.
We can be Special K again. We can do it. We don't have to fight.
Oh, course, it's just a trap from Lacey Special K. Double whipping. Up and over. All the way to the floor goes Izzy. Deranged springboards in, takes out Azriel and Dixie.
How much adrenaline must be flowing through all four of these athletes' veins? How much pride and ego are on the line tonight?
Special K, that name means so much in ROH. It was one of the things that put ROH on the map. What a history belongs to that Special K name. I can't say I'm entirely proud of it. Dixie and Azriel definitely are proud of that history, but nonetheless, Special K was one of the more groundbreaking, cutting-edge things in Ring of Honor, one of the most distinctive things in Ring of Honor, and as Lacey pointed out earlier, one of the most marketable things in Ring of Honor.
So, how many Special K t-shirts do you have?
Oh, I got them in every different color. As right now, Deranged wrenching the arm of Dixie.
Who ever forget that feud they had with Carnage Crew?
What a violent feud that was, and that started the beginning of the downfall of Special K. A lot of arguments between various members of Special K, and it all fell apart at All-Star Extravaganza 2. When Deranged and Izzy, Cheech and Cloudy sided with Lacey, and you can say that Lacey's pretty much responsible for this split, and they jumped Becky, who's no longer in ROH. Lacey put her out, and Dixie and Azriel. So many members in Special K over the years, so many great moments, and right now the winners will get the rights to that Special K name, as well as all those merchandising royalties.
Yeah, well, if Lacey does get control of the Special K name, I hope her crew checks the royalty contract real carefully, if you know what I mean, and I think you do.
Well, Lacey claiming she's the top businesswoman in ROH and all of wrestling right now.
That's what should scare them.
Well, where'd that come from? I thought she was just Izzy's girlfriend. I mean, that's how she came into Ring of Honor. Dixie now showing some good wrestling skill.
That's a nice ride.
Yeah, he immobilized Deranged right there. After a quick start, Deranged and Azriel slowing it down, dictating a pace. Very impressive out of these young grapplers. And I think that you're looking at Azriel and Dixie. They're trying to follow in the footsteps of Jay Lethal, who of course used to be known as Hydro in Special K. And he broke free, he got more serious, and now he is your ROH Pure Champion.
And I think Azriel has a chance to be one of the breakout athletes of 2005 in Ring of Honor.
No doubt about that, as you see a shot of Lacey looking on, watching her men, demanding a win out of them. Here comes the tag to Izzy, and right now we're seeing some good wrestling and teamwork out of Deranged and Izzy. Izzy now tying up the arm, and look at that, he is also grinding the face of Azriel, causing more leverage on the arm in the ropes. Azriel now, wow, turns it around into an octopus, I believe.
Oh, this is a variation of the octopus. One of the things I liked about that is look at the hook he's putting on the right shoulder.
Azriel has been trying to get more serious. He dumped that silly Angel Dust moniker. And right now, look at this though, Izzy turning things around on him.
No!
And what's he going for a submission of his own, perhaps a surfboard? Yes. Nicely done. Izzy's got to watch those shoulders though. Mike Keener giving warning to Cloudy and Cheech on the outside, as you do have to keep an eye on them. Special K, especially Lacey's side, they will break the code of honor. They will interfere in matches.
This is going to be the last time we see this version of Special K, and at least whoever's going out is going out in style. So far, this has been a very good wrestling match.
Azriel now coming up with the arm of Izzy, working on that, bending it back, trying to rip it out of its shoulder socket.
It's hard when you wrestle against opponents that know you so well. They can anticipate your next move. They seem to have the counter for every offense you try to put together. And that's really what all four of these wrestlers have to contend with tonight.
These guys have partied together, they've picked up girls together, they've done it all together. Now there's only going to be one Special K. The breakup becomes official tonight as there's another nice submission from Azriel.
Azrael has really taken his game to the next level over the last few months.
No doubt about that. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in some singles action. Unless he wants to keep this tag team with Dixie going, that tag team has a lot of potential as well. As there's a reversal, Izzy with a kick to the gut. Goes for that moonsault dropkick. Azrael knew it was coming. And twists the neck of Izzy.
That's what I was talking about earlier. As quick of an athlete as Izzy is, Azrael was almost like he was reading his mind there.
Well, as you said earlier, these men are all very familiar with each other. They have teamed on so many occasions against so many different opponents. Dixie, a nice vertical suplex followed by an elbow right to the face. Nicely done. Quick tags out of this Special K team, the more serious side. Beautiful double team.
I think he hurt his tailbone on that landing, though.
Deranged quick to make the save. Great ring presence there.
Azrael may be shaken from his own offense. He probably needs to make the tag back out and does so. That's the thing about those high-impact moves. Sometimes you can do as much damage to yourself as you do your opponent.
Dixie, he was the unofficial leader of Special K for so long, and he hits a nice leg lariat. He's looking to follow up. I don't think he should wait for Izzy to get to his feet, though. And then you see Cloudy running the distraction there. Cheech interfering, giving Izzy the opportunity to float over and get Dixie's neck over the top rope. Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue twisted there. As Izzy now springboarding in with a knee.
Boy, what a shame that a great technical wrestling match was just been polluted by the outside interference.
Well, that's what Special K, the whole group, that's what they used to be about, and that's what Lacey's side of Special K is still about. They'll still take those shortcuts. So what do we got here? Nice double team. That's a double brain buster with Izzy landing in a sit-down position.
And this time it's Azrael that comes in and makes the save. This is going to be Lacey's team's first real chance to mount an offense tonight. And notice the difference between the two teams, Jimmy. I thought you really did a really good job pointing this out earlier. Now it's just going to turn into a gang attack. He's just getting mugged in the ropes.
That's not what Ring of Honor is about. Cheech still getting in some cheap shots.
When Azrael and Dixie had the advantage, they kept it a wrestling match. As soon as Lacey's combination gets the advantage, it turns into gang warfare and cheap shots.
You know, Lacey has been nothing but trouble for Special K. The dissension really started when Lacey got involved. And now here comes Izzy again. Jay Lethal has already proved how good these guys can be. He's already proved what could happen if you get serious with your career. And I think that Izzy and Deranged better start paying attention. Izzy with a nice knee to the head, and there's a kick to the face of Dixie.
It's not fair to say that Izzy is as talented as Jay Lethal because he hasn't accomplished yet what Jay Lethal has accomplished. And I don't want to detract from what Jay Lethal has done. But would you agree that the physical skills are there if he took himself more seriously?
No doubt these athletes have always shown they have the physical skills, and you see Lacey rooting on her men. Azrael calls for the tag. There it is.
Azrael with a big forearm immediately comes in. Oh, he didn't see the tag! Oh, what a bad break for Azrael! And the Vipers are moving back in on Dixie.
What do we got here? Another nice double team move from the Izzy Deranged combo. Azrael making the save, and rightfully so. I would be completely fed up if I was Azrael.
Well, this has actually been a well-officiated match. Yeah, the referee's done a good job having to watch a lot of different faces.
Wow, beautiful snapback suplex from Dixie.
Desperation move. Dizzy's got to take advantage. He's got to get to the corner for the tag now.
Dixie inching his way over to Azrael. Look at Azrael. He is dying for the tag. Nothing's going to distract Mike Keener. Izzy. Well, no. Dixie.
Standing
No.
switch. Goes for the suplex counters.
Beautifully done by Dixie. Here comes Azrael. He's a house of fire. Taking it to the range.
Catches him into a backbreaker. Azrael.
Izzy tries to springboard in. He gets caught. Electric chair spikes him on his head. Cover!
At the last possible instant, making the save is deranged. But Azrael has been dominating this match up to this point. Now they're trying to get Izzy to the corner to make the tag.
That's great ring presence from Deranged, keeping in mind the legal man. He tags in.
Come on, let's get it.
And that's respect to referee Mike Keener right there. They know that they're not going to get away with not being the legal man in the ring. Deranged spinning on Azrael, trying to draw Dixie, trying to draw him in. A neckbreaker, Cobra combo, another beautiful double team for Deranged and Izzy. 2 count only, and I think that would have been it if Dixie didn't make the save. Oh, Dixie now gets dumped with a sit-down powerbomb. The Blue Thunder driver by Izzy.
Give Izzy and Deranged credit, because after Israel's offense was cut up, they have picked up their game in this match.
Izzy sails over the top rope. It's Azrael and Deranged alone in the ring. Up and over goes Deranged, blocked. Oh, he connects that kick.
Right into the sternum.
He's trying to cave in the chest of Azrael.
But right now he's got the ring to himself. Nobody can make the save. He's got to put him away right now.
It looks like he's going for that one more move. This could be it for Azrael. Lacey's side could be winning the special K-name. All the merchandising money. It's coming down to this. Huda Karana, no! Azrael catches him. What's Azrael doing? Scooping him up. Oh, this could end Deranged's career. An electric chair from the top rope. Azrael and Dixie own the special K-name now.
Take out that Boston hat! Take out that hat!
Now, what else do I have to say? Now listen, Homicide, tonight is about me. Me showing all these fans that I was good as they said. So listen, this isn't about the Rottweilers. This isn't about Generation Next. It's about me versus you. So I'm asking a favor. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I'm asking a favor. Calm your ass down. You don't blow yourself up. Now listen. If I would send my man, Jack Evans, to the back, will you send your man, J-Train, to the back? He's going. Goodbye.
The match that I'm really looking forward to, Roderick Strong against Homicide. And you want to talk about back to the basics, Roderick Strong sending Jack Evans to the back, Homicide agreeing to send Julius Smokes to the back. We're going to have a classic one-on-one encounter here. No threats of interference, and hold on. Oh, what? No. Cut. It's going to be another Rottweiler riot. And look, Homicide is laughing about it. Homicide almost started a riot. He is laughing about it. That is absolutely disgusting.
Homicide, I think, trying to get into the mind of Roderick Strong that there is nothing that he won't do, that there is no line he will not cross, that there is no limit he will not test.
Well, there's absolutely no excuse for Homicide to do what he just did. I mean, let's get focused on the match here.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because earlier, before the start of the Jack Evans Spanky match, you said you thought that was the match you were looking most forward to. That's the way I feel about this match. This is the match I've been looking most forward to tonight. The notorious 187 Homicide, the man that has worked so hard to get a shot at the ROH World Championship, the man that came so close to winning the ROH World Championship in 2004 to take on the heavy hands of the Generation Next, Roderick Strong, the Messiah of the Backbreaker.
Homicide pinned Austin Aries last week in Philadelphia to win the Trios tournament for the Rottweilers over Generation Next. What a tournament that was. As a result, the Rottweilers get to book themselves in any match that they want. Homicide choosing to go after the world title, bypassing the title petitions. He's going to get a world title shot against Austin Aries if Austin Aries makes it out of Europe with the belt. But he will be getting an ROH world title shot on April the 2nd in Asbury Park, New Jersey, on the show that will feature the Best of American Super Juniors tournament as promoted by New Japan and the NWA.
Homicide with the extended wrist lock, the reversal by Roderick Strong, Roderick Strong, the Messiah, the Backbreaker. We talked earlier about the policeman. You know, there we saw the drop toe hold floating up into the front chantry.
I don't think it's any coincidence that Roderick Strong is taking on Homicide one show before Homicide is scheduled to get a world title shot.
And give Homicide credit. Homicide could have begged off from this match. Homicide's got his world championship match coming up. He didn't have to take this. But he didn't back down from the challenge either.
The Rottweilers so impressive in the Trios tournament last week. Homicide scoring the victory in the first round with a lariat on El Generico. On the second round, the Rottweilers defeated the team of Samoa Joe, Bryan Danielson, and Vordell Walker. And keep the camera off of Homicide as he is jawing with some fans at ringside. There's no telling what might happen. All right, keep it on the ring. Oh, that's not looking good outside there. No.
Roderick Strong wisely staying in the ring.
And Homicide once again laughing about the fact that he almost caused a riot.
This guy's just wired differently. I don't know how else to say it.
Homicide, of course, is embedded in that feud against Bryan Danielson, the best-of-5 series. He currently leads it 2-1, and no one's ever going to forget that Tape Fist match, the I-Quip match, and the Falls Count Anywhere match. That Falls Count Anywhere match from Chicago had to be maybe the wildest match I've ever seen in my life. And look at this, Homicide biting the hand of Roderick Strong.
Well, let's look at what Homicide's accomplished over the last few months. He's, as you mentioned, he beat Austin Aries clean in the middle of the ring to win the Trios tournament.
He dropped him on his head with the Cop Killer.
Austin Aries has got to be thinking about that going into that title defense.
Well, right now, Austin Aries has to worry about making out of Switzerland and Austria with the ROH World title as Roderick Strong goes to the ropes, but he will be faced with Homicide. Now, if Roderick Strong can defeat Homicide here, he could really end Homicide's momentum, because right now Homicide has a great deal of momentum behind him.
He's got 2 victories over Bryan Danielson.
And he's got that win over Aries. But of course, if Homicide defeats Roderick Strong here, Homicide's going to have a boatload of momentum going into that world title match on the next show.
Well, as you mentioned, Roderick Strong can end the momentum of Homicide with a victory here. And something else that you have to wonder about is Roderick Strong may have 2 missions. Number 1 would be to try to get the victory. Number 2, if you don't get the victory, leave Homicide in worse shape coming out of that ring. Roderick Strong, so devastating with those heavy hands, also can really put a guy out of a commission with any of those backbreakers that he uses.
There's no doubt that Austin Aries doesn't care if Roderick Strong wins or loses this match. He just wants Roderick Strong to soften up Homicide. Roderick Strong also could use some momentum going, as on the next show, he will be part of that Best of American Super Juniors tournament, as he has a chance to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So this could be a huge win for Roderick Strong.
And as we mentioned earlier, what a policeman is in professional wrestling terms, this is the guy that you send in to soften up challengers and to test challengers. In the old days, it was Terry Funk for Dory Funk Jr., and later vice versa when Terry Funk became the world champion. And this is what Roderick Strong, double fish hook. Interesting, that's one of Austin Aries' favorite little weapons.
Well, that's going to be an immediate break right there. Roderick Strong now tying up the legs of Homicide. Let's see what he's going to do here. Slowing down the pace, dictating the pace, and look at Homicide trying to escape the hold.
Look how quick Homicide, look how well Homicide moves from in a supine position. Homicide's a great athlete. The thing is, Jimmy, sometimes you spend so much time focusing on the fact that the guy's got such a bad attitude. The guy almost starts 2 riots in this match and then laughs about it. But this is just a phenomenal athlete and a great wrestler.
Oh, Homicide can do it all. We've said it once, we've said it a million times. That's what made him ROH's MVP in 2003 before he formed the Rottweilers and went on a rampage of destruction in 2004.
Look at those arm drags and drop kick.
Beautifully done, a baseball slide now. Roderick Strong is in trouble.
This is more than just a thug. This is an athlete.
And he's a thug too, you can't discount that. Homicide, the leader of the Rottweilers. And he's got a chair now, right in the side of the head, possibly the neck of Roderick Strong.
See, the way Homicide looks at this, instead of worrying about getting softened up, he's looking at a chance to take Roderick Strong out. He's looking at weakening the forces of the ROH World Champion.
Good point. Homicide with a thumb to the eye. Strong into the guardrail.
Generation Next and the Rottweilers both laying claim to be the supreme organizations in Ring of Honor. What a great series of title challenges Generation Next combination of Strong and Jack Evans made against Rocky Romero.
Yeah, but don't forget the Rottweilers have won time and time again, including last week. You want to talk about softening up Homicide, that'll do it.
And this is what makes Roderick Strong so dangerous. He's so incredibly explosive.
Does anyone chop harder? One intense back and forth on the floor. Roderick Strong in control. You know, you made a good point. You talked about, or you raised an interesting point. You talked about Jack Evans and Roderick Strong. They did take Ricky Reyes and Rocky Romero to the limit on a couple of occasions, most notably Weekend of Thunder Night 1, almost winning the tag team titles. But time and time again, it has been the Rottweilers defeating Generation Next. Even last week in that trios tournament, the Rottweilers proven they're the top faction as we have a delayed vertical suplex from Roderick Strong.
I wish I had had a clock on exactly how long Roderick Strong had Homicide up in that suplex. That was an amazing feat of strength by Roderick Strong.
The point I was about to make was that maybe there's a curse on Generation Next and not being able to defeat the Rottweilers, and perhaps that curse would carry over to the next show and Homicide could finally win the ROH World title.
Well, we've seen a lot of curses end in the last 18 months throughout sports. Most notably the Boston Red Sox ending the biggest curse in all of sports. So if you believe in jinxes, if you believe in black cats and walking under ladders, and you believe in in karma coming to an end, then Homicide is going to win the world title. But more importantly, I think it's going to be the fact that Homicide has been so close to the top of Ring of Honor. Overhead belly to belly with the release by Roderick Strong explodes into Homicide. The cover.
2 count only. You know, I'm almost nervous to see what would happen if Homicide does not win the world title. I mean, don't forget, it was when he thought that he won the world title at Reborn Stage 1, and he found out that he didn't, that he absolutely snapped and threw that fireball at Samoa Joe, creating probably the most chaotic scene in ROH history. So, I mean, who knows what would happen if he doesn't win the title this time? I'm scared to find out.
Well, which scares you the more? The potential riot he starts if he loses a world title match, or the celebration that'll happen if he wins the world title? What kind of a riot will that be?
Or the power that he will have as world champion and the leader of the Rottweilers, the godfather of the Rottweilers. And, you know, you're almost making me root for Roderick Strong here, and I never thought I'd root for Roderick Strong as Homicide comes back with a beautiful Hangman's Neckbreaker. This has been a back-and-forth struggle. Definitely a punishing match for both men. Beautiful tornado DDT. Homicide, so much precision, so much grace in everything that he does.
And Roderick Strong demonstrating that if Homicide hammerlock leg Nelson stretch. This is a submission hold.
Todd Sinclair right there to see if Roderick Strong wants to give. Strong now trying to inch his way to the ropes. There it is. Oh, and you want to talk about a break. That's a knee right to the head as a break.
Boy, I thought he broke his nose on that one.
That very well could break someone's nose. That could split someone wide open. Right now, Homicide trying to take Roderick Strong in the hard way. Strong fighting for his life. Struggling, battling. Can he get out of this? Up and over, sunset flip.
There's a back to basic move for you.
2 count only in this back to basic match. Beautiful kick, but look at Homicide clutching his lower back.
We've gone over Homicide's resume and all of his accomplishments. with all due respect to CM Punk, I think it was Homicide that came closest to winning the ROH World Championship from Samoa Joe before Joe finally succumbed to Austin Aries.
An argument could definitely be made that that is the case, as Homicide taking Strong. No, Strong ducks the elbow, ducks the clothesline. Double clothesline in the middle of the ring.
But we're seeing Roderick Strong stay with Homicide hold for hold. So what does that make Roderick Strong?
Well, I predict Roderick Strong is going to be the breakout star of 2005, and he is proving it right here, but can he get the victory? Can he get the 3 count? Who will get to their feet first here will have a definite advantage.
The one thing we haven't seen from Roderick Strong yet is his backbreaker combinations.
And he's already done some damage to Homicide's back. Homicide now, no, another reversal. Homicide slides. Sends Strong to the floor. Take on Hilo scores for Homicide.
Jimmy, I know how you feel about Homicide personally, but tell me, this isn't one of the most phenomenal athletes that you've ever seen.
This is a man, and it pains me to say this, that could easily be ROH World Champion. I mean, he proved it. The Cop Killer put Austin Aries down, and this could be a man that will be very difficult to defeat if he gains control of that ROH World title. He sends Roderick Strong into the match, into the ring. Don't count Roderick Strong out yet, as he is fighting back with those closed fists. Scoops up Homicide. No, Homicide fights out. Grabs the lariat.
And he finally scores with a backbreaker. Covers the back leg.
2 count only. Roderick Strong with the half Nelson backbreaker. Strong might want to go for another one of his patented backbreakers, but he is choosing to go to the top rope, and that is a mistake.
That is not where Roderick Strong is comfortable coming off the ropes. Homicide with the obvious counter.
Can Roderick Strong score the biggest victory of his career here and have momentum going into the Best of American Super Juniors tournament? Homicide, let's see what's he going for here. Perhaps that Hurricanrana off the top. Yes! Homicide, he loves to use the lariat or Cop Killer, and he is, looks like, yes, a standard pile driver. He is working on the neck of Roderick Strong. 2 count only.
Roderick Strong with that, he's got that wrestler's body. You can tell all the bridge work that he does, that his neck is, it has those thick neck and shoulder muscles that he can absorb that kind of punishment. And he's just being brought up by his ears.
Absolutely brutal. No, he gets out. Backslide attempts, no. Neckbreaker attempt. Strong scores with another backbreaker.
3-quarter Nelson backbreaker into the Boston Crab.
He is definitely targeting the lower back of Homicide.
Roderick Strong making the statement, he will not be considered a stepping stone.
Homicide struggling to get to the ropes. Almost there, and he gets them. Todd Sinclair is going to call for the break. Roderick Strong has a count of 5, and let's go. But look at Roderick Strong. He looks a little tired right now.
Both these athletes are tired. They've given maximum effort this entire match, and they have absorbed brutal punishment. Sometimes when you see athletes get tired like this, Jimmy, it's not just the energy they've exerted, but the punishment that they've absorbed.
Homicide now trying to, yes, he's putting Roderick Strong on the top rope again. He's going for a high impact move. Let's see what it is. This could be the deciding move of the match right here. Strong now, both men jockeying for position on the top.
Going for the double underhook.
Homicide scores.
Double underhook suplex.
Look at Homicide though, clutching his back. That's delayed him making the cover. And not a very good cover either, as Homicide keeps going back to that lower back.
Depending on how much damage has been done to this lumbar, Roderick Strong may have already captured his goal in this match.
No, Homicide blocks a chop. Nice suplex. Cover. 2 count only.
Homicide absolutely favoring the small of his back. Roderick Strong trying to shake the cobwebs from his head.
This is gut check time right here, Mark Nolte. Who wants it more? Who spent more time in the gym? As Homicide pulling Roderick Strong up by the ears again. He could easily rip off one of Roderick Strong's ears by accident there.
And he's just barbecuing Strong in the corner with those chops. Now it's Homicide.
He scored last time. Yes, he hits the Ace Crusher from the top. He's signaling for the lariat. There it is. Cover. That's going to be it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I don't know.
Oh, another big lariat.
He can't kick out of that one.
Homicide scores the victory, but did Roderick Strong do the damage that was needed? Homicide headed into a world title shot on the very next show.
Hello, wrestling fans. This is Gary Michael Capetta. We're intermission time in Connecticut, and great first half. You saw that Spanky won, but will he be the #1 contender by the time we get to Boston? We'll find out later on tonight. Depends on whether or not James Gibson wins his match. But right now, I am joined by Dixie and Azrael. You guys won, and you won the right to use the name of Special K. Right. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. It's a great feeling winning tonight, you know, but thinking about it, what we did in the past as Special K really ain't who we represent right now. You know, matter of fact, I know for myself, I don't know about him, he probably agrees with me, we're ashamed of all that partying we did. And it's about time that we take ourselves seriously. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, as he's concerned, Special K name, it's done. It means nothing to us anymore. It's time for us to thrive.
Basically, I'm ready to take on the best.
All right, you heard it, everybody. They won the name. They're tossing it out. It doesn't exist anymore. Okay, everybody, we're just about ready to get back to the second half. Get ready, get set. More Ring of Honor coming right at you.
We are back from intermission, and here's another match I'm looking forward to as Women's Four Corner Survival comes to the East Coast for the first time. These women athletes had great matches in the Midwest, Dayton and Chicago. You can catch the Chicago match on the Do or Die 4 home release, and I'm looking forward to see what they can do here on the East Coast as we have Allison Danger starting it off with Cindy Rogers, Daisy Hayes, and Lacey on the outside, and we're off and started as Allison Danger grabbing a leg on Rogers.
First of all, Jimmy, I gotta say, I'm proud of you.
And why is that, Mark?
When you opened up this match, you referred to these women as athletes.
Well, you know,
I'm proud of you.
Well, not that really any praise from you means anything to me, but I will say that these women did impress me in the Midwest. I mean, they had sensational matches, and I might have made some, you know, sexist comments and said a couple
chauvinistic comments,
a couple of iffy things, but I tell you what, these women prove that they are tough and that they can go with the best of them, as Cindy Rogers right now in her ROH debut is looking impressive. Now, we did talk about on other shows about Ring of Honor giving some of the top prospects in wrestling a chance to shine, men like Puma and Vordell Walker, but we are doing the same with the women athletes, as Cindy Rogers is one of the top prospects in the women's division, and she is given an opportunity to shine right here as Lacey steps into the ring. And if I was ever going to make some comments, I'd make it right now, as this is a great camera shot. But Lacey has proven to be an absolutely terrific athlete, a great wrestler, and you know what? she does have some business skill. Although, you know, she's got to be upset entering this match as Special K, her Special K, lost rights to that name earlier tonight.
Well, two things. First of all, we're going to be seeing how much of a hangover that loss proves, though. That's a nice drop toe hold into the float up into the front chantry.
Well, we saw at intermission, too. Sorry to cut you off. Azrael and Dixie dumping the Special K name, so Special K is no more in ROH.
Cindy Rogers, as you mentioned, and now hooks the leg. Lacey hangs on to her hook. Now both women going for outside cradles. Both women carrying my rolling through, and I'm starting to get a little dizzy here. No pun intended. And I think both these women have lost their equilibrium.
They need to tag out. And here comes Daisy Hayes for the first time. She scored a big win in Dayton, defeating Lacey, so you know Lacey wants to get her win back. But not only that, Daisy Hayes basically caved in the face of Allison Danger with a top rope drop kick. Allison Danger's face bruised up, and she's too pretty of a girl to have a bruised up face.
Well, Allison Danger is still nuts. She's still psycho. Everything I've ever said about her being mentally unbalanced, I'm gonna stay with that. You know, there's a reverse cradle combination by Daisy Hayes.
Nicely done. One thing about Allison Danger, though, is you cannot discount her toughness, as she was destroyed by Moff and Whitmer, came back a week later to have those matches, had her face caved in Dayton, and still came back in Chicago to participate in the Four Corner Survival.
That's a tough girl. I don't know how else to put it.
She insists that she will reform the prophecy. That'll be something to keep an eye on. But right now, you better keep an eye on Lacey on the outside. Is she working with Cindy Rogers here? What's going on?
Russian leg sweep by Cindy Rogers, as we were seeing the first real offense of the match from Cindy Rogers. You talked about Cindy Rogers being a top prospect, and she is. That being said, Ring of Honor's to the point now as a promotion that you've got to be nervous if you're any kind of an athlete in any division the first time you step into an ROH ring.
No doubt about that. And we saw Lacey take the cheap shot at Daisy Hayes earlier. Perhaps that is in retribution to the fact that Daisy Hayes defeated Lacey in Dayton. We have a cover, 2 count only from referee Mike Keener.
Cindy Rogers wants to be one of the few athletes to win in a Ring of Honor debut, and thus she's tagging out.
Lacey demanded the tag. Cindy Rogers may be a little bit intimidated, but she has to be tired as she has been in the whole way. And look at Lacey showing some good skill there. Oh, a backbreaker.
Necktie into the backbreaker.
Cover.
Of course, she's got all kinds of reasons to be intense coming into this match.
She lost the merchandising rights to Special K, and she is taking out those frustrations. Big clothesline, short arm clothesline on Daisy Hayes. Here comes Allison Danger, who also wants a piece of Daisy Hayes. You know Allison Danger isn't going to forget that drop kick anytime soon.
Though, I think, you know what I like about Allison Danger best right now?
What's that? Oh.
She finally retired. There's some retribution.
She is brutalizing Daisy Hayes.
At least Allison Danger has finally retired that worn-out, dirty dress.
She is still insane. She is hell-bent on reforming the prophecy. She's got to realize the prophecy is dead. Christopher Daniels is gone. When's she going to realize it? It's been over a year since Christopher Daniels has been in ROH. The prophecy is dead and gone. Hopefully someday Allison Danger can get out of this delusional state and realize that.
Jimmy, would you rather fight somebody that's tough or somebody that's crazy?
I don't. I'm a lover, not a fighter, Mark.
But the thing about fighting Allison Danger is she really is nuts.
And she is taking it to Daisy Hayes right now. Daisy Hayes taking a lot of abuse in this match, but still fighting back, showing heart, showing spirit.
Right now, Daisy Hayes is beating Allison Danger to the punch as Allison Danger tries to climb the ropes. I think you're seeing why. There's a drop kick again, right into the mush. And I think you just saw why Daisy Hayes is considered a better athlete than Allison Danger. She just kept beating her to the punch as Danger kept trying to climb the ropes. Now, Danger getting close to the corner. There's the tag to Lacey. as Daisy Hayes gets the tag. Cindy Rogers catches her with a back elbow, catches Allison Danger with a clothesline off the ropes. Clotheslines Lacey, covers, hooks the far leg, and gets a 2 count. Cindy Rogers.
She's looking great
Go
here.
behind.
Now you see, look at Lacey using her leg to block that suplex attempt. She's going for one of her own.
And here comes Daisy Hayes up and over everybody. Sunset flip.
As a result of that, Cindy Rogers absorbed a suplex.
And now these two are squaring off and just paintbrushes her. Scoops her up. Daisy Hayes escapes.
She's going for that hard punch. No, Cindy Rogers though just super kicked Lacey.
It's chaos in this 4-way women's match.
And I believe Allison Danger just tripping Daisy Hayes.
Cindy Rogers has Lacey in the ring one-on-one. Cindy Rogers firing away. Has an opportunity to win this, but she gets scooped up. Fall away by Lacey. The cover. Hooks the back leg. Gets a 2 count.
Allison Danger breaking it up, and Lacey's not too happy about it.
Allison Danger's nuts, but she's not nuts enough to face off against Lacey at this particular second. Lacey is a frustrated woman. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and that describes Lacey at this point, and she is taking out all the hell she can on her opponents in this match.
Cindy Rogers, though, is still showing a lot of fight. Allison Danger with a blind tag.
Just punches her in the nose. Not a lot of finesse there.
Very effective, though, as out goes Lacey hard to the floor.
One-on-one, Rogers and Allison Danger. Neck breaker into the knee.
STO, that's out of Christopher Daniels' book. Allison Danger scores the win.
You know what? You almost have to be happy for, don't you?
That's for you and you. Fuck your best.
Introducing first the challengers at a combined weight of 477 pounds. The team of Rachel McGinnis and Classic Colt Cabana.
Let's do it. All right, cheers, cheers, cheers.
The tag team titles are on the line. Your champions, Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer, against Colt Cabana and Nigel McGuinness. This match as a result of what happened at the 3rd Anniversary Celebration Week Part 3 when Cabana and McGuinness scored the non-title victory over Moff and Whitmer. Of course, Cabana and Nigel McGuinness had the advantage of Bobby the Brain Heenan outsmarting Jim Cornette in that one. Moff and Whitmer are wasting no time as they have been very aggressive as tag team champions.
If Bobby Heenan had been in their corner, I think he would have told them not to turn their backs on BJ Whitmer and Dan Moff, as it's Nigel McGuinness just getting blasted with that forearm. Whitmer all over Nigel McGuinness, as you mentioned. They have turned up the intensity since they won the titles. Of course, this is the 2nd title reign for Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer. Their first one ended in under an hour. I think it's created a paranoia in them to make sure that this is a long title reign. I think it's made them even more intense and more vicious.
They said their goal is to become the longest reigning tag team champions. That could be the only way they could redeem themselves from only holding those belts for an hour at Round Robin Challenge 3 last May. McGuinness using his European style wrestling, countering BJ Whitmer. Nicely done right there.
And Nigel McGuinness absorbing the offense. Up until then, he just got blasted.
Of course, Nigel McGuinness also holds another victory over BJ Whitmer and Dan Moff. And hold on, we got a cover. As I was saying, he holds another victory over BJ Whitmer and Dan Moff in a tag team title situation. That at Joe versus Punk 2. And it was Nigel McGuinness teaming up with Chad Collier that night. And they were a team hand-selected by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, as they were representing Pure Wrestling against Mick Foley's hardcore team of Moff and Whitmer. Colt Cabana, he's already 1-0 tonight with a singles victory over Delirious, and he is taking it to BJ Whitmer right now.
I got you. Don't worry.
And you know it's got to be running through Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer's mind that Colt Cabana, not only a 2-time ROH Tag Team Champion, but also was the man that ended, that man that really has dominated them if you look back at the series between the Second City Saints and the Prophecy.
When Moff and Whitmer were representing the Prophecy, they were involved in that brutal feud against the Second City Saints. That was one feud for the ages, both teams losing lots of blood in that one. And who will ever forget World Title Classic, the first ever Ultimate Endurance, an absolutely brutal ending with Dan Moff almost breaking Colt Cabana's neck with that burning hammer on the table. You know, something I gotta make a note of is that this match was originally scheduled to be the main event tonight. However, Steve Corino is still not here. Corino is slated to team with CM Punk to take on Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal to determine the #1 contenders for the tag titles. And Corino missing in action. This match put on earlier tonight, the Corino and Punk against Joe and Lethal tag match put on as the main event to give Corino some more time to get to the building.
Have we heard any word on Corino on what's going on? Why?
He did send a phone message at about 7:30 saying that, you know, he's on his way, but he's not here, and it's not that far of a drive for him.
Well, regardless of that, let's take our attention back into the ring, where right now it is the ROH Tag Team Championship on the line. And I know we're probably only talking about a few minutes, but you know Colt Cabana probably expected to have a few more minutes before he had to get back into the ring. That's why he wanted to wrestle first tonight.
You see BJ Whitmer assaulting that neck of Colt Cabana, and I do have the tip from Gary Michael Capetta that Cabana tweaked his neck in that Delirious match. Obviously word of that getting to Moff and Whitmer, as Whitmer assaulting the neck of Colt Cabana. I guess it might have been that top rope Huna Karana, or I believe it might have been a head scissors from Delirious, and tweaked the neck of Colt Cabana. And there you see Nigel McGuinness blocking it for Cabana. Moff into the corner hard.
Nice teamwork by McGuinness and Cabana. McGuinness giving up his own body to protect his partner, and that leads to the tag. And Nigel McGuinness, smart enough to know not to charge the tag team champions. The tag champions live for opponents giving them blind charges.
There you go.
And now he's going to go behind. Three-quarter Nelson chinlock combination. Moff takes him over. Dan Moff, as tough as they come. Forearms Is it my imagination, or are they just drilling Nigel McGuinness with forearms all night?
Well, that's the brawling style of Moff and Whitmer. That's why Mick Foley paid attention to him. That's why Mick Foley had high praise for Moff and Whitmer. As right now, though, you see Nigel once again trying to go back, and look at that, getting cut off with the forearm right to the mush. That'll stop the pure wrestling.
If this turns into a wrestling match, of course you give the advantage to McGuinness and Cabana. If this turns into a striking contest or a brawl, I give the advantage to Moff and Whitmer. And keep in mind that if McGuinness does have a weakness, it is that he can be lured into a brawl. He can be suckered into getting away from his strengths, which are mat wrestling. European forearm uppercut scores, and the second one scores. It's not that McGuinness can't wrestle, but I think that he's leaving his strengths.
Oh, you see Whitmer trying to use the same block McGuinness did earlier. He can't pull that out on Nigel McGuinness. He knows the counter to everything. He scores with a big super kick.
Colt Cabana in to keep his partner from being double teamed.
Colt Cabana, no stranger to mixing it up with Moff and Whitmer. What do we got here? Oh, look at that. McGuinness taking down Whitmer. Cabana showing his agility, charging in with a drop kick. And referee Gary Moore losing control in this one. Back elbows from Whitmer. Beautiful Frankensteiner cover.
Almost gets him with it. He had those ankles hooked.
You notice though, Cabana clutching the neck though. That neck is really bothering him.
Nothing's more painful. Every step you take, every motion you make, you feel it. On the floor, it's McGuinness brawling with Moff. Of course, McGuinness, a reformed soccer hooligan in the ring. It's Colt Cabana. Oh, and he got a little bit cocky. Moff catches him from behind.
Gary Moore needs to get some control in this one. Here comes Whitmer going right back to the neck.
That drop kick into the horizontal position brings back the tag to Moff. Moff and Whitmer should have an advantage as being a more polished team, though Colt Cabana has more tag team matches than anybody in ROH except for the Briscoe brothers.
Well, Cabana and CM Punk took the Briscoes to many classics, especially at Reborn Night 2 and Death Before Dishonor Part 1. As right now, Moff taking it to Cabana. Big chop. Moff and Whitmer are finally free of Allison Danger.
I think that means more to the match than winning the ROH Tag Team title.
What a great night it was in New Jersey for them a few weeks ago when not only did they win those Tag Team titles, but they finally exercised the demon of Allison Danger and are free of her contractual obligations.
Cabana tries to crawl under the legs, can't get there. Whitmer
distracting Gary Moore here.
And he misses the tag. In his defense, Whitmer drew him in on purpose to keep him from catching that tag.
Moff and Whitmer have definitely used some shady tactics as tag team champions. They jumped Jimmy Jacobs and Delirious before the handshake in Dayton, breaking the code of honor, which we haven't seen out of them since they left the Prophecy. So they're definitely pulling out all stops to win the belts, including that Hangman's neck breaker on Colt Cabana.
So far, the difference in this match is the experience of Whitmer and Moff as a combination.
Cabana and McGuinness, a new tag team based out of respect. They had that great match against each other in Dayton.
And the one advantage that Whitmer and Moff had, even though they lost that non-title match, was they got the best possible scouting report you can get actually being in the ring with Cabana and McGuinness. And even though they lost, it didn't cost them their title, and it actually helps them be better prepared going into tonight's title contest.
And it did take Jim Cornette's tennis racket. That's what cost them the match. There's not going to be any tennis rackets involved in this bout.
And Bobby Heenan's brain.
That is correct, as here comes B.J. Whitmer. A kick to the gut of Colt Cabana. Takes him out of the corner.
Snap suplex, and again, it's especially smart strategy on the part of Whitmer and Moff, continuing to work on the neck. Northern Lights gets a 2 count. And again, Whitmer and Moff have got him cut off. They're keeping him trapped in the champion's corner. There's another tag to Moff. Whitmer and Moff moving very smoothly as a unit tonight.
Well, if there's one team you don't want to have an injured neck against, it is Moff and Whitmer. Moff loves to dump people on their head and neck with a burning hammer. That puts everyone down. Colt Cabana knows what that feels like. And of course, BJ Whitmer has the wrist clutch exploder, the most dangerous exploder of them all.
And again, you've got to really appreciate the fact that Whitmer and Moff are working so well together. If you like tag team wrestling, if you're a connoisseur of tag team wrestling, Whitmer and Moff are doing a great job working together.
And Moff posing distraction to Nigel McGuinness. You want to talk about working together? That was shady, but beautifully done.
McGuinness has just got to be smarter than that. I don't know how else to say it.
Moff definitely tricked McGuinness into that one. Dan Moff, such a huge part of Ring of Honor. He opened up the promotion. Now he will finally get his just due with this tag team title reign if they can be honorable champions, if they can hold the belts.
Well, as far as the tactics in this match, I too was concerned about the fact that they jumped Delirious and Jimmy Jacobs from behind before observing the Code of Honor. But as far as their tactics in this match, it's a fine line between being aggressive and being shady. Now, they may be walking a little bit in that gray area, but personally, I just respected his intensity.
Well, they are definitely walking that line, but they have yet to really cross it. As there's Whitmer with another big boot. They are just being methodical and just mantling Colt Cabana here. And Colt Cabana's second match of the night. Beautiful moonsault press. He gets the tag.
Nigel McGuinness with controlled fury in the ring. 3 body checks on Dan Moff. Moff ducks underneath. He catches McGuinness. McGuinness uses the ropes to stay in the ring. He comes out with a shoulder block. Scores 2-0.
McGuinness is on a roll though. Can he follow up? He is going for that. Oh, I thought it was a divorce code, a different variation of it.
Whitmer at the last possible moment makes the save. And look at Moff. How smart is he? Immediately goes to the corner, tags Whitmer.
That's what makes them tag team champions. Oh, Whitmer with a brain buster. Cover. Cabana with the save. Cabana now, I don't know if McGuinness wants to tag him in. Cabana, though, insisting on it, coming in while clutching the neck.
I think that was a smart move on Cabana's part. You may not agree, but McGuinness was hurt with that brain buster.
I think Cabana's got to stay out of the ring, though. Great agility from the big man with a missile drop kick. 2 count only.
How much gas is left in that tank, though, Jimmy?
It's got to be close to empty.
And keep in mind, not only was he in for the majority of this match earlier, taking that punishment, but he's also wrestling his second match.
Oh, there's Moff from the outside, tripping up. Cabana, and Whitmer's got the wrist clutched. Oh, Cabana manages to duck out of it. Goes for a victory roll. Whitmer sits on top of him, though. McGuinness turns it around, takes out Moff. Oh! 2 count only. I was so close. Cabana yes, he's going for that twirly bird. It put down Delirious earlier tonight. Moff and McGuinness fighting on the floor. Oh, big forearm to the back of the neck. And now he's got it hooked. Wrist clutch exploder, dangerous! Cover!
And that will be all. Nobody escaped from the wrist clutch exploder.
Moff and Whitmer retain the titles. Who will be able to defeat him as BJ Whitmer scores a huge pinfall on Colt Cabana?
This is now. Welcome to the carnival. We arrived.
Being accompanied by Julius Smokes from Los Angeles, California, by way of Havana, Cuba, weighing 190 pounds, representing the Oilers,
says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you're gonna get mugged if you go downtown.
from Hanover, West Virginia, weighing 185 pounds, James Gibson.
This is a very important match for both James Gibson and Rocky Romero. You saw what Gary Michael Capetta told Spanky earlier tonight. If James Gibson wins this match, his title petition will be accepted. Rocky Romero wants to turn things around after losing the tag team titles. He has momentum going after the Rottweilers won the trios tournament last week. Now he was trying to establish himself on the singles scene.
I hate sounding like Dick Vitale with 15 All-Americans in a week and 14 teams in his top 5, but Rocky Romero is a guy that has a chance to be a 2005 breakout star.
Well, he's going to stop breaking the code of honor and disrespecting his opponents like that with the fake handshake. Of course, the code of honor is made up of 3 laws of honor. They are shake hands with your opponents before and after the match. If you respect your opponent, you will do that. Of course, respect the officials. That means don't attack them. And also keep the playing field fair and level. And you know that Julius Smokes isn't going to do that on the outside. Those are your 3 laws of honor that make up the code of honor. Those show what kind of respect you have, what kind of person you are, what kind of character you have.
Well, there's a lot of great athletes that don't have a lot of character. And I'm not going to make a comment on Rocky Romero's character. I will make a comment on his athleticism. Jimmy, not a whole lot of people realize this, but Rocky Romero also recently accepted a mixed martial arts bout and won it.
Rocky Romero is a very gifted athlete, a very dangerous athlete. That is why he was one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions along with Ricky Reyes for about 6 months.
And with all due respect to the Briscoe brothers, I thought this was the greatest ROH Tag Team Champions of all time. They set the record for both longest title reign and most title defenses.
Definitely an argument to be made there. A very good debate. It could go either way, as we see Todd Sinclair demanding a clean break and getting it, although Romero trying to kick right there. If you want to talk about back to basics, wow, what a great match we have. A straight up athletic contest in the middle of that ring. James Gibson is committed to ROH. He's 2-0 in ROH. His title petition could be accepted. He could be in line for a title match if he wins this match. And in fact, if Homicide wins this match in Asbury Park and is world champion, the first defense of Homicide could be against James Gibson.
Boy, what a great match James Gibson and Spanky had. Fans are still talking about that, and that is a serious match of the year candidate. Now Rocky Romero trying to get inside the head of James Gibson. I think James Gibson's just too smart for mind games, frankly. He's got too much experience. He's been too many places. He's faced too many top-level opponents to be bothered by silly mind games.
Well, he's showing it right there. He's not going to be intimidated by Rocky Romero. Romero upping the intensity. We mentioned that match between Spanky and James Gibson a couple of weeks ago in Dayton. A great match, an emotional response from the crowd after the match. James Gibson said that he did get emotional in the ring from the reaction of the fans, and that's saying a lot. I mean, this was a guy that was on WrestleMania 20. He's been on some of the biggest shows in wrestling history, and he got emotional because of the response from the ROH crowd in Dayton. And we have a very similar crowd here in Woodbridge tonight. A great crowd here outside of New Haven.
I had a chance to speak with James Gibson a little while after that, a few nights after that. And when I brought that up, he got emotional again. This was one of the great moments in the history of his career. And that's going to mean even more to him if that can lead to an ROH World Championship match. But to do so, he has to go through the formidable Rocky Romero.
We talked about that Spanky match. You know that Spanky has to be watching this match right now on the monitor in the locker room, and he's friends with James Gibson. They go back a few years, but I almost want to say that Spanky's probably rooting for Rocky Romero for the first time in his life in this match. I mean, you're talking about title shots.
Well, I don't think you have to apologize for that, Jimmy. I think if James Gibson was in the reverse position, that James Gibson would be rooting for Rocky Romero. Friendship is a great thing, but both of these athletes have enough respect for each other to understand that it's a competition, and only one of them can be ROH World Champion. That is, if either man can actually beat Austin Aries.
Homicide now at ringside too, as Julius Smokes giving an earful to the referee. You have to watch out for both Homicide and Julius Smokes at ringside.
Well, you fight one of the Rottweilers, you fight them all, and we've learned that in the past. That's Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson, of course, embedded in that violent feud against Homicide. He is overseas this weekend. That is why he is not here tonight, but he will be continuing that feud in the future. And in fact, Bryan Danielson has been signed for the Best of American Super Juniors tournament. Next show in Asbury Park, New Jersey. James Gibson will also be in that tournament as he stomps down on the hands of Rocky Romero.
James Gibson, I think the operative term tonight is focused. Because sometimes when you throw an extra stipulation into a match, not that it's a stipulation in the match, but when it was announced that if Gibson wins, he gets an ROH championship match, sometimes that affects you mentally. It has not, if anything, it has made James Gibson more focused here.
A very intense lockup from both men, and we got a stalemate. This crowd in Woodbridge, look at those eyes. Every single one of those eyes glued to the ring. They are eating up this athletic action. This is a tremendous crowd we have here in Connecticut tonight. Gibson with back elbows, gets out of the hammerlock, puts down Rocky Romero with the shoulder block. Romero taking a breather.
Well, one of the reasons that James Gibson wants to wrestle for Ring of Honor is, unlike some places he's wrestled for recently, wrestling is the primary focus of these shows. And that's why you see the crowd react the way it does, because fans have always been excited about great wrestling.
There's no restraints here, no limitations. Go out there and try to steal the show. As right now, Gibson getting out of the headlock, pushing Romero into the ropes. We got a back and forth. Big forearm right to the chin. Down goes Romero. Gibson soars with that tope.
Rocky Romero has looked very good tonight, but James Gibson thus far has wrestled a perfect match. James Gibson is so close to an ROH World Championship match, he can feel it, he can taste it.
Gibson now scooping up Rocky Romero, body slam. Follows it up. Homicide could be looking at his first challenger there.
Homicide and Julius Smokes, I don't know if I've ever seen them look quite that concerned on the outside.
Hold on, I got Artie, our producer. He's in my earpiece right now. And I gotta, well, hold on. Let's wait till there's a lull in the action. And there's a big boot by Rocky Romero on James Gibson. I'm getting a message right now. Steve Corino is still not at the building. Of course, the main event up next. The main event in question right now. And we talked about friendship before between James Gibson and Spanky. It looks like that the friendship between CM Punk and Steve Corino might be seriously damaged after what happened last week in the Trios tournament. Of course, those two having an intense argument after they lost their match in the Trios tournament. And I don't believe Punk has talked to Corino before then, although I thought that Corino did call ROH officials tonight. But we got a Huna Karana right there. All right, yeah, Steve Corino still not in the building, and he has not been in contact with ROH officials since earlier tonight, so I don't know what's happening there, but let's get back to this match.
That'll play out however that plays out. Right now, Rocky Romero, great professionalism on his part, kept his composure as James Gibson could do nothing wrong early in this match, but stayed in the match, waited for his opening, and now he gets to mount his offense for the first time tonight.
Romero, he didn't quite get that Huna Karana the way that he wanted, but he has since followed up with some potent offense on James Gibson. Reversal though. Romero so dangerous with the submissions, he's going for one here.
It's a modification of an abdominal stretch, but instead of hooking the three-quarter Nelson, he's hooking the wrist. But that leaves him open for a waistlock lift and into the gut buster.
And stamina.
James Gibson taking full advantage of that. There you see Homicide looking on. He's always dangerous.
Remember earlier when we saw Homicide wrestle Roderick Strong, how we talked about Octopus?
Romero now cinching in the submission hold.
Boy, what a victory this would be for Romero if he can force James Gibson not to submit. Now drops into the lateral octopus pinning combination.
2 count only, so close.
Remember earlier during the Homicide Roderick Strong match, how we talked about Roderick Strong was a policeman. In a sense, we're seeing Rocky Romero as Homicide's policeman here.
Rocky Romero firing back with hard kicks. You see the pain on the face of James Gibson.
Rocky Romero is a great striker.
You have to watch out, those strikes, those kicks, the submissions from Rocky Romero. Those are the weapons that he likes to utilize, as right now he is just driving that knee into the spine of James Gibson while pulling back on the arms.
And you know Homicide not only wants to eliminate James Gibson, but would like to see James Gibson hurt, would like to see James Gibson injured to keep him potentially out of the ROH title picture permanent.
Well, Homicide has to win the belt first. Right now, James Gibson coming around with the knee to the back. He is going to the back of Rocky Romero, whips him in. Romero ducks. Oh, a mid-air collision. Both men going for crossbodies.
You have to wonder if either man may have encountered rib damage. Crowd bringing both wrestlers to their feet. Both men going toe-to-toe, trading forearms. Romero drives one off the ropes. Gibson counters. Down goes Romero.
Gibson, a veteran move there. He was knocked into the ropes, and he used that momentum coming off the ropes to knock Romero down. Let's see if neither man's been able to really follow up on their offense in this match. Oh! Knee strike right to the chin. All it did was fire up Gibson, who hits a hard clothesline.
James Gibson sending the message he is not to be denied tonight.
Once again, you see all those eyes glued on the ring. Both men struggling to their feet. Whoever gets to their feet first will have a distinct advantage.
It's Gibson, Romero.
Gibson, though, still woozy. He got that adrenaline rush. It might be wearing off, and he's going for that Tiger Driver, I believe. No, look at Romero dropping down to one knee, lowering his leverage. Gibson forced to relinquish a hold, but now pounding Romero. Romero, another Hurricanrana takedown, and he's going for, oh, his shoulders are down. Gets it up.
What nice counter by Gibson with that figure four scissors attempt.
Beautiful counter into a powerbomb. And I saw Smokes waving to the back. I don't know who he was waving to. Nobody's coming, though. This is a back-to-basics match. I don't want to see any interference in this one.
Gibson to his feet first. Sets him for the suplex. Plants him. Covers. Romero kicks out. The one thing that we've seen for Rocky Romero is he can absorb a lot of punishment. We saw him get literally knocked out by Samoa Joe. Somehow managed to rally in that match. It was a very competitive match. What came out of that was Romero, tough as nails.
He proved it, that match at ROH Gold that you're talking about. Very hard-hitting world title match. Gibson now climbing up to the top rope. He's going for a superplex. Romero blocking it with blows to the ribs.
Julius Smokes, way too close.
He reverses it into a powerbomb on Gibson. Both men have been taking a beating. Cover! 2 count only from Todd Sinclair.
Think back to that punishment that Rocky Romero absorbed earlier in this match. Now think of Rocky Romero hesitating for just a beat going over to make that cover and what it cost him.
Romero now, what's he going for? Springboards in, goes airborne, but misses. Gibson saw it coming. La Magistral. No, just a 2 count.
I think James Gibson's more comfortable with a mat wrestling match than trying to stand up and strike with Romero.
Romero's going for that arm submission. He can't go. Yes, now he gets the arm. He's got the cross arm breaker. Gibson too close to the ropes. Great ring presence from James Gibson. He's so solid fundamentally.
You called it. It's only fitting on a show called Back to the Basics that you'll have James Gibson wrestling.
Romero trying to do more damage to that arm, perhaps. Spins Gibson around. Yes, he is choosing that arm. He is focusing his assault there. No, Gibson reverses and plants him with a DDT. Into that front guillotine. He's gotten wins before. And, oh, Romero into the ropes.
And just as you gave James Gibson credit earlier, give Rocky Romero credit for having great ring presence.
That front guillotine has earned Gibson his first 2 victories here in ROH, and it almost got him his 3rd victory and a future title shot.
But win, lose, or draw, what an impressive performance.
He's going for a dragon suplex. No, Romero reverses it. Going for a dragon of his own. No. Perhaps an arm submission here.
Front facelock, hammerlock combination.
Gibson beautifully done, turning that into a pinning combination. Romero, a lot of fight, not getting pinned there.
This is a very impressive performance by Rocky Romero. Now going back to what he does best. Knee to the side of the head.
He might have Gibson knocked out.
Romero starting to feel it. Hooks him for the suplex. Gibson up and over. Neck breaker.
He's got that front choke. The front guillotine.
Come on.
And Romero taps. James Gibson won a victory. His title petition will be accepted as he wrenches in that hold and relinquishes it finally. We could have a future Ring of Honor champion in James Gibson.
What's
I was on the outside where it happened.
It doesn't even matter because I'm going to create a new merchandising franchise here in Ring of Honor. It's going to make so much money, so much money. Right here, listen. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Lacey's Angels. That's who you guys are now. That's right. No more special K.
Like Charlie's?
Lacey's Angels.
That's right. There you go. Right there.
I understand how you
sure you're all sick of hearing my voice by now. But CM Punk, it looks like you're in need of a partner. And tonight, the winners of this match get a shot at the tag titles. Now CM Punk, I've said it time and again, the reason I'm here in ROH is for titles. And tonight, you got the pure champ. You got the longest reigning world champ. So I am gonna make my mark and climb my way up those rankings. Well, tonight, I think is a perfect opportunity. Punkaroo!
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm picking my penis, putting super severe. And making the teams bring all of
First, from Seattle, Washington, weighing 175 pounds, Spanky! His partner, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 227 pounds, representing the Second City Saints, CM Punk! Their opponents to my left. First, from Huntington Beach, California, weighing 270 pounds, Samoa Joe! His partner, from Elizabeth, New Jersey, weighing 178 pounds, is the Rare Pure Wrestling Champion,
It looks like we have a makeshift main event here. Steve Corino pulling a no-show. I guess he really is upset with CM Punk after what happened last week in the Trios tournament. Those two having an intense argument in the ring after they were defeated. Corino nowhere to be found. Spanky stepping in. Spanky wants his shot at getting at the titles. Not only does he have a chance to step in the ring with the Pure Champion here, the new Pure Champion, Jay Lethal, but the winner of this match will go on to the next show in Asbury Park and compete against Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer for the ROH Tag Team titles.
And a lot of subplots in this match, not the least of which is Jay Lethal making his first appearance after winning the ROH Pure title.
These fans are ready for this main event. CM Punk locking it up with Jay Lethal. And as you said, a lot of sub-stories in this one. The first one I have to talk about is Jay Lethal. Last week we saw he was attacked in the locker room. His eyes swelled shut. He still showed a great deal of courage and heart in competing against John Walters and then defeating him for the Pure title. But Jay Lethal, he was a victim of a sneak attack in the locker room. Someone swelled his eyes shut, knocked him out early in the night. And right now, ROH officials are conducting an investigation to find out exactly who did it. Do you have any leads, Mark?
Well, what do I look like, a character on Law and Order? No.
Well, ROH officials are hoping to find out. Right now, all fingers are pointing at the Embassy. And you talk about the Embassy, no members of the Embassy represented here in Connecticut tonight because basically CM Punk has scared them all off. CM Punk is hell-bent on destroying the Embassy. He says he's going to disfigure Jimmy Rave after the heinous attack in Chicago, which saw the Embassy temporarily blind CM Punk, and then Jimmy Rave give the Rave Clash to Punk's girlfriend, Tracy Brooks. Punk was out to destroy the Embassy last week in Philadelphia. As a result, Prince Nana is running scared as he has taken the whole Embassy back to Ghana, West Africa, where they can hide out in one of Nana's kingdoms and palaces. I heard that Nana's got the Ghana army stationed outside his palace in case CM Punk shows up.
Well, right now, I think CM Punk's got enough army to fight in one ring at one time between Jay Lethal and Samoa Joe. Of course, Punk and Samoa Joe had that amazing trilogy in 2004, including 2 60-minute draws. But right now, Jay Lethal doing a good job wrestling with CM Punk. Sits out on the go-behind. Now it's CM Punk with an escape and a sit-out. Jay Lethal comes up with the cravat.
Don't forget it was CM Punk who was one of the men that really broke Jay Lethal out of Special K, out of that Hydro mode with that match at Survival of the Fittest. That was really the first sign of greatness we saw from Jay Lethal in single competition. That match back in June of 2004. Lethal whipping Punk off, big shoulder block. Lethal missing the Enziguri. Wow, nice pinning combination from Punk. Oh no, Lethal got the shoulder off. There it is. No, Lethal turns it over. He's got that dragon hooked. Of course, that's what wins him the title. That's what won him the title last week.
Double underhook by Punk. And look at Jay Lethal escape.
A standoff now from both men. If Punk or Spanky can defeat Lethal in this match, they will be in line for a pure title shot. Here comes Spanky. You know who the fans want, the former world champion Samoa Joe. Looks like Lethal's gonna square off with Spanky.
I wonder if Spanky was inspired to take this opportunity after his friend and colleague James Gibson won the match against Rocky Romero, thus cementing James Gibson getting that all-important future shot at the winner of Austin Aries Homicide.
You know, it's great seeing Spanky be a true friend there and saving James Gibson in the last match, unlike what Steve Corino is doing tonight by pulling the no-show. He's not there for CM Punk.
Well, I hate to drop the unprofessional bomb, but I'm having a hard time coming up with a different word. I mean, it's one thing to have a disagreement with a partner or a colleague. It's another thing altogether to leave one completely hanging the way that CM Punk has been left hanging.
Steve Corino showing his true colors tonight. But let's not harp on that anymore. Let's harp on these 4 athletes we have in the ring. 4 of the best going today, right here in Ring of Honor, right here in front of this great crowd in Woodbridge, Connecticut.
If in March of 2004, if I told you that Jay Lethal would be matching hold for hold with CM Punk and Spanky in the same match, would you have ever believed me?
I might have. He showed that potential. That's what happens when you break free of Special K. Special K no more in ROH, and we have a special video look at the history, the rise and fall of Special K after this match. As Spanky connects, Lethal goes to the corner. Here comes Samoa Joe, the face of ROH, the ROH legend, the 21-month ROH World Champion. He's squaring off with Spanky. Samoa Joe choked out Spanky to get a victory in the Trios tournament as Samoa Joe's team defeated Spanky's team, so you know Spanky would like some retribution here. What a great match that was. Spanky, James Gibson, and Nigel McGuinness against Samoa Joe. Bryan Danielson and Vorhel Walker in first round action. That match might have been the best match of the tournament. An absolute must-see last week.
Well, Spanky wanted this encounter and been calling for Joe into the ring ever since he tagged in.
Well, he's not going to get Joe down that way, although he stomped the foot, getting the headlock.
That's got to be like headlocking a tree.
I don't know if Spanky wants to keep trying these shoulder blocks. That's like running into a brick wall.
At 40 miles an hour. There's a tag to CM Punk.
CM Punk and Samoa Joe in the ring one more time. World title classic 1 hour draw. Joe versus Punk 2 1 hour draw. And the final match of the trilogy, what I thought was the best match at All-Star Extravaganza 2, where Samoa Joe finally gained the win. It is absolutely electric in this building. Punk going for a headlock. I bet you recognize that, Mark.
Very well. So did Samoa Joe. Immediately threw him off. Samoa Joe taunting CM Punk just a little bit after escaping that. Now, Samoa Joe playing mind games with CM Punk a little bit.
We've seen a lot of mind games between Samoa Joe and CM Punk in the past. That's what led to the 5-star match, the first 5-star match in the United States in the Wrestling Observer newsletter in 7 years. That was Joe versus Punk 2.
What an honor that was to call as an announcer.
Punk going back to that headlock strategy. We saw him use it so much in the trilogy. Joe countered it this time. Punk keeps going back to it. Now he's got it cinched in. I wonder if we'll see a 1 hour draw tonight.
Well, fortunately, it's a tag team match, so.
CM Punk with that hamstring taped up. That's a result of an injury suffered against the Embassy. Joe peppering Punk.
These two know each other so well. After that nearly 3 hours they spent in the ring against each other.
Punk right back with that headlock. You know, right now it's all about wrestling. It's all about competitiveness for CM Punk. When the Embassy finally do return to ROH, and who knows if they ever will. Prince Nana seems to be living pretty safely in Ghana right now. You know, though, that CM Punk is going to come after them hard. He wants to disfigure Jimmy Rave.
Well, we've talked about the intensity of competition. There's the blind tag as Spanky and CM Punk combine to take down Samoa Joe.
Well, the shoulder block finally working for Spanky. And Joe puts them both down with the shoulder block.
That's just got to be like a bulldozer driving over you.
That's exactly what it's like. Who will go on Asbury Park to face Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer for the tag team titles? The Best of American Super Juniors tournament taking place next show in Asbury Park. Spanky is involved in that. In fact, his first round match has already been signed and announced as he will take on Bryan Danielson. And they have not met since Ring of Honor's third show, A Night of Appreciation. I'm looking forward to that one. That should be a classic.
I'm looking forward to that match. I'm looking forward to the whole tournament.
I don't see what could go wrong in this tournament. I mean, this tournament's going to be awesome.
That could produce 2 or 3 match of the year candidates.
No doubt about that.
Right now, Jay Lethal, what a statement he would make as the pure champion if he's the one that scores the pinfall against either CM Punk or Spanky here.
He almost needs to prove that he belongs at the top of the card. He might have won the belt from John Walters and ended John Walters' title reign, which started on 8/28/04, but Jay Lethal still has something to prove to his critics.
Spanky with the dropkick and a beauty.
Lethal, showing the heart of a champion, comes right back with a unique backbreaker.
Three-quarter Nelson then falls away into the backbreaker, hooks the far leg, and Spanky rolls that shoulder. You know, interestingly, Spanky and CM Punk, while they don't have as much experience working together as Lethal and Samoa Joe, they have experience as opponents recently. And it'll be interesting to see if that helps them know each other a little bit and accelerates their ability to execute some teamwork.
CM Punk and Spanky had that great match to kick off the 3rd anniversary celebration week in New Jersey. A match of competitiveness, a match of sportsmanship, just like we're seeing right here.
And Spanky may be out. This match may be over.
Cover! There's Punk, the ring general, making the save.
But if Spanky doesn't get to that corner and tag, I'm not sure he's going to recover from that. Absolutely vicious kick by Samoa Joe. Spanky defenseless. Picks him up and into the backbreaker. Samoa Joe, so intense.
Joe's trying to turn Spanky around. Brutal kick. He's going to cinch in that Boston Crab. Yes. Spanky too close to the ropes. Spanky, he wants titles here in ROH. He's one of the founding fathers of ROH. He wants gold around his waist. He needs to get out of the corner in order to get in position to get it, though.
Now you're starting to see where the experience of Lethal and Samoa Joe, even though they have not wrestled an exorbitant number of tag matches together, they've certainly wrestled more together and trained together more than CM Punk and Spanky, who are teaming up as of tonight.
Oh!
Greco-Roman backdrop by your pure champion, the cover, hooks the leg.
Spanky dumped right on his head on that. Spanky taking a lot of abuse. Maybe it was CM Punk or Spanky that attacked Jay Lethal in the locker room. I doubt it, but the investigation's underway. Nice backbreaker cover. 2 count only. Jay Lethal, what a week he must have had. He must have been riding high all week off that victory over John Walters. Jay Lethal winning his first major singles title.
Very little time to celebrate because he's got his mentor in the ring, Samoa Joe, who has Gibson up and or Spanky up, and he's just going to hold him vertical. Look at the strength of the former ROH World Champion.
He's letting Spanky think about it and drops him.
All that blood rushing to the head. But Spanky somehow rolls that shoulder.
Samoa Joe lifting Spanky up, calculating his next move, but Spanky fighting back. Forearms to Samoa Joe. Joe just dumps him. Big senton. Cover.
And again, Punk with the save. Punk and Spanky working well together, but they just don't have as much time in the ring and, more importantly, time in the gym together as do Lethal and Samoa Joe.
There's Jay Lethal working a submission. Punk right there to break it up. Man, I love this crowd tonight. What a fantastic crowd we've had in Woodbridge, Connecticut.
Well, they've been rewarded with great wrestling. Leg lariat sends Lethal outside the ring in the Punk, and Punk drops him neck first on the barricade.
That'll turn the tide in a hurry in this match. It's only academic now for Spanky to make the tag to Punk as Punk continues to abuse Lethal on the outside.
Do not confuse the code of honor and sportsmanship with lack of competitiveness. All 4 of these men will do whatever they need to do to win. As popular as Samoa Joe is, we have seen a lethal side, a vicious side from Samoa Joe. And CM Punk, well, everybody knows what his history and background is.
Cover. Well, you also know that CM Punk probably has to be gunning for Samoa Joe in this match because, I mean, they had that trilogy, and in the end, it was Joe that won it. Punk wants to even the score, I'm sure.
I don't know. Do you think he would be any less thrilled if he can pin Lethal to get that tag title shot?
That's true. It is all about the belts in this one.
Though we talked about Jay Lethal, his first appearance as pure champion, even though he's underneath right now, the way he swapped holds with both CM Punk and Spanky tonight, he proves he belongs in this match and with this level of competition.
No doubt about that. Jay Lethal has shown an incredible amount of heart and courage in the last week. Samoa Joe breaking that up. Punk and Spanky working like a well-oiled machine right now. Excuse the cliche. Spanky getting a couple of shots in behind Todd Sinclair's back.
Well, Jimmy, it's easy to work as a team when you have the advantage. The question is, can you work together as a team when you're having to wrestle from behind? Right now, we're seeing the individual ability of Spanky and CM Punk overcome the superior teamwork of Lethal and Samoa Joe.
Well, they are working on that rib cage of Jay Lethal, that's great homework right there by CM Punk or Spanky, as that was what the Embassy went after. So those ribs might still be a little ached and bruised from the feud that Jay Lethal had against the Embassy.
If I do think Jay Lethal's made a mistake tonight, Jimmy, I think there's been times when he could have tagged out to Samoa Joe and he stayed in the ring to try and prove a point. Now you're wondering if that's worn him out a little bit.
They continue the assault on the ribs. Jay Lethal was a protege of Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's the one who really got him serious, got him thinking, got him out of Special K. Punk continues to assault the ribs.
As he continues to assault those ribs and recover, Samoa Joe would have made the save had Lethal not kicked out. But one of CM Punk's newest weapons is that Anaconda Vice.
That's right, you have to watch out for that. As CM Punk continues to work on the rib cage. Samoa Joe, he said he wants to become a Grand Slam or a Triple Crown champion in ROH, meaning he wants to win all the ROH belts. He's already won the world title. He wants to be the first man to hold all 3 belts. So, and he made a gesture to Jay Lethal after winning the belt that he might be going after the pure title. That could be something to keep an eye on if Lethal and Joe do not win this match and have an opportunity to go after the tag titles. Oh, look at that sunset flip. Punk right back to the ribs.
The one thing that we saw in Jay Lethal in the last month, and the reason he's pure champion, is his resiliency.
And this is a man that had his eyes swollen shut in the locker room before the show and still went on to face John Walters and defeat him.
That is an abdominal stretch, and that is absolute agony on the ribcage of Jay Lethal.
Hold on, what's this? What are Punk and Spanky doing? Joe trying to break it up, and this is just... I can't believe they're doing this, Mark.
Well, we've talked about what the stakes are for this match. Winner gets an ROH Tag Team Championship match. Spanky has stepped in after wrestling once tonight. He's made it clear that the belts are the most important thing to him.
Well, Spanky's already saw his opportunity for the world title disappear tonight. He might be getting desperate. Punk, on the other hand, might have snapped after everything that the Embassy have done to him. Look at Punk desperately grasping onto that leg of Jay Lethal, pulling him back into the corner. Beautifully done by CM Punk. That's why he's a 2-time ROH Tag Team Champion.
I was just going to mention, even though that Spanky and CM Punk aren't a regular team, both of these men are superior tag team wrestlers.
Spanky going back to the rib cage, takes Lethal back into their corner. Great veteran ring presence from Spanky. That's really why I'm looking forward to him and Bryan Danielson next show, because those two fought each other. They grew up in the business together, but they have not fought in several years. Sliced bread. Lethal gets out of it. This is Lethal's opportunity. The crowd wants to see the tag.
This may be the only opportunity.
Jay Lethal gets it.
Breaker.
Punk breaks it up with a swanton. You see Joe point to Lethal, tell him to get Punk. That's the mentor-protege relationship right there. Spanky's alone in the ring. Powerbomb. Spanky kicks, but right into an STF.
Is Spanky close enough to the ropes? Can he get to the ropes? No. Great ring presence by Samoa Joe. Pulls him to the center of the ring.
He is wrenching back on Spanky. Spanky biting his way out of the hold. Here comes Jay Lethal again. Punk still down on the floor. Lethal clutching at those ribs. I don't know if this might be too high risk for Lethal to do at this point. He soars and scores with the headbutt.
And flips over into the cover. At the last possible instant, CM Punk dives between the second and third ropes to make the save.
Jay Lethal now dumping Punk to the floor once again.
Lethal should be going back to the corner making the tag.
Oh, Spanky needed a face. Here comes Punk. Beautiful double team work. Cover. That move was all impact on the ribs and Lethal somehow kicked out.
How does Lethal kick out of that? In the corner, Spanky has Samoa Joe incapacitated. Punk one-on-one with Jay Lethal.
He's going for welcome to Chicago. Lethal fights out of it. They're just pounding Lethal down right now.
And they keep paying attention to those ribs.
Lethal kicks Spanky right in the face. He's got the dragon hook, no. German with the bridge.
And that is a save. Samoa Joe encouraging his protege. CM Punk now trading forearms with Samoa Joe.
We've seen it so many times before. Punk whipping Joe into the ropes. A big tope. Oh, Lethal caught right in the ribcage. Punk's going for the Pepsi plunge. Who's that? Hold on, he doesn't work here. What's going on here? Why is he challenging Punk?
CM Punk is down.
What's going on here, Mark?
I'm very confused.
Todd Sinclair not seeing any of that as he is on the floor trying to get Joe and Spanky back in the ring.
Todd Sinclair was doing his job down on the floor, it should be pointed out.
Yeah, you didn't see it on camera, but Joe and Spanky brawled briefly into the crowd. I'm sorry, it's Mike Keener, the referee. There's a dragon! Punk dumped on his head!
ecstatic that his young partner scored the pinfall over CM Punk. I don't think Samoa Joe realizes what happened.
I don't realize what just happened, but what I do know is Jay Lethal used the Dragon Suplex and proved that his win last week was no fluke. What a main event we just saw. What a card. What a crowd here in Woodbridge, Connecticut. It was back to basics tonight, and Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal are going to Asbury Park to compete for the ROH Tag Team Championship against Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jimmy Bauer for Mark Nolte. Thank you for joining us.
We're 2 matches in, and my neck is killing me. But most importantly, I started something tonight, and I'm gonna finish it. I have a contractual obligation from Ring of Honor that Good Times, Great Memories will go on without a hitch. Don and Marcos, we were having a show. I wasn't making fun of you. You were getting points across. Please, tell my audience what you're gonna do, what you're all about, who you're rocking, what kind of hurricanes are going on, yada, 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 etc., etc., etc.
You know, it's another night and another victory for Don and Marcos.
Woo! Hey, high five.
This is where you are. I came to talk to you about that match. This is what you want to do.
I'm doing a show, man. This is part of my deal. All right?
You know what's part of my deal?
What's that?
Winning matches, getting belts, moving up in this company. I can see you ain't taking this seriously, mate. You know, this might be a fun and game to you, but I want to go somewhere in this business. I want to go somewhere in Ring of Honor. And maybe I are going to finish something that I started. Maybe we shouldn't be tag team partners. Maybe we're better off as opponents, mate. There's something for you to think about. Great times, great memories for you, mate.
Listen, man. I had 2 matches here. Don't come blaming me. This is... I cut the camera off. That's... Whatever, man. 2 matches. Don't give me the business. What kind of British mentality is that? Unbelievable. Guys, I'm sorry about this.
Oh, this is perfect!
Get ready to lose your mind.
It's party time!
Get ready to lose control. Now, you're a victim of Hardstyle.
This is boring. What? Leave the girl. Hey, go ahead. Enjoy. Close the door.
Another whippersnapper on DeVito. Both Garner scored down. No, Gary Morgan, see what happens. An assist from Mikey Whipwreck.
Look. You have nothing on us.
Here comes Izzy, springboards in 450. Another cover.
We're absolutely just dismantling Special K right now.
What was that? 630 by Evans. And that's it. scores the win. Special K is no more. We have late-breaking and tragic news. Dan Moff was in a serious car accident over the course of the week. He sustained injuries that will force him to retire from the wrestling business. The ROH Tag Team titles have been vacated. New champions will be crowned in Asbury Park on April the 2nd. We want to thank Dan Moff for his invaluable contributions to Ring of Honor. You see him in one of his greatest matches here against Samoa Joe. Dan Moff, we wish you well, and you will be missed.